Eastleigh hosts playoff contenders Dartford. We preview one of the newest sports to arrive in Winchester. And our coverage of the Blue Square North begins as Guiseley take on Stalybridge. Hello and welcome to Sportsweek. I'm Gable. Eastleigh's recent turnaround of form has seen the club move away from relegation into mid-table, and at the weekend they had to contend with Dartford, who were looking to close the gap on league leaders Woking. But before that, Dale Gornell was at the Silver Lake to tell us a little bit more about Eastleigh Football Club.
Hello and welcome to WINOL's very own version of potted history. Today we're at the Silver Lake Stadium, the home of Eastleigh FC, where today's visitors are Dartford. But before we preview the match, let's have a little look around the ground. Eastleigh FC in its present form came into being as recently as 1980, but the club's history stems back a little bit further than that. The club was originally formed in May 1946, when current club honorary general secretary Derek Brooks set up the club, naming it Swavelin Athletic Football Club.
I think gaining Hampshire League status was our main success. We won the Southampton Senior League West, I think it was called then. For our trophy, we applied for the Hampshire FA for the Hampshire League, which we got accepted. We went into Hampshire League Division 3 West, which we won, including the Hampshire Intermediate Cup. And we then flirted between Hampshire League Division 2 and 1.
Eastleigh nicknamed the Spitfires. The reason for this is because the Supermarine type F-37-34 Spitfire first flew on the 5th of March 1936 from the nearby Eastleigh Airport, which is now known as the Southampton Airport. The Silver Lake Stadium was previously known as 10 acres, and after that the Sparshart Stadium. And with the capacity here of 5,000, the highest league attendance currently stands against AFC Wimbledon back in 2009, when the attendance was recorded at 2,200. But the highest attendance overall came in a friendly match against Southampton, when the attendance reached over 3,000. The grandstand here was erected in 1971, with the full floodlight system coming into place 4 years later. The proof and quality of the ground here is shown when the club is often used to host representative matches and cup finals. The Wessex League was formed in 1986, and Eastleigh FC were one of the co-founders of the league back then. However, it did manage to gain promotion in 2003 to the then Dr. Martens Football League South Eastern Division. Eastleigh FC have been in the Conference South since 2006 and have recently turned professional under the watchful eye of Ian Baird. Baird's playing career includes Southampton and Leeds United, while his managerial career sees him at Hong Kong, where he managed at international level.
Ian, Dartford are visitors today. You're in a good run of form. How do you fancy your chances?
Well, if we do it right, we'll always have a good chance. I mean, Dartford are one of the high flyers. You know, by no stretch of the imagination are they world beaters, but you know, we got beaten by them 3-0 earlier on in the season. I thought it's fairly unjustified in the day, but it's going to be a difficult game today. Their form has been a little bit up and down of late, but I'm sure if we do things right, then we'll be in with a good chance.
And as I said to you last week, before the Farnborough game, where do we want to be? We delivered, we produced a good performance, we had 3 points. Now where do we want to be now?
On this cold winter afternoon, over 600 fans packed into the Silver Lake to see if Eastleigh could continue their good form with high-flying Dartford the visitors. It was Dartford who started better, with Danny Harris putting this cross into a dangerous area. Eastleigh did have some chances though, most notably Andrew White, who fired wide from a one-on-one. The momentum swung in Dartford's favour though, with Jamie Slabber judged to have used his arm to block Lino's shot, resulting in a penalty despite protest from the home side. Our replay is inconclusive. Dartford defender Adam Green stepping up to send the keeper the wrong way.
Goal scorer.
The problems continued for Eastleigh when Ian Herring saw red for a second yellow card after carbon copy fouls on Dartford's Danny Harris. Dartford took advantage of the extra man and doubled their lead 10 minutes before half-time, with John Wallace drilling home for a crowd of players, much to the joy of the travelling fans, leaving Eastleigh manager Ian Baird with a near impossible task. A minute before half-time, Danny Smith gave the home side a glimmer of hope when he fired home from a Graham Montgomery throw-in, exposing Dartford's defensive weaknesses. There were some nasty scenes at the half-time whistle, with the backroom staff and players of both teams getting involved in a war of words, with some having to be restrained. After the break though, it was Eastleigh who let their football do the talking, when captain Tom Jordan climbed highest, leaving the Dartford keeper no chance to level the score for the 10 men. With the game in the balance, Dartford showed a lot of threat in the air, first Lee Burns heading over here, and then Tom Champion getting a weak connection here to waste a great chance. Graham Montgomery did pose a threat for Eastleigh up the other end though, going close from this effort, and then having this shot tipped around the post. But it was Dartford who could have won it at the death, this time substitute Ryan Hayes heading over. This dramatic encounter ended with a share of the spoils, but the Dartford players were clearly unhappy with the ref at the full-time whistle.
So Ian, 2 points dropped today or a point gained?
Well, I think if anybody who saw the game, I would say after 15 minutes, I'm thinking the two one-on-ones that Andrew White had, I thought, oh, is it going to be one of these days? And it transpired to be that because, the referee, by his own admission, has got it wrong with the sending off with Ian Herring. I mean, their number 11 has bought 2 fouls. Hold my head up, no problem with the hold my hands up. Sorry, no problem with the 2 fouls, but 2 bookings was poor, and he conned the referee. And I'd like to see the penalty again, but in any other area of the pitch, is that a handball? I don't think so. And I think he's got what as he admitted to me at half-time, he definitely got one decision wrong. But credit where credit's due. For us to go 2-0 down to 10 men with 3/4 of the game left, the praise has got to go to the players. I thought they were absolutely magnificent, and they should be proud of themselves.
AFC Totton won at the weekend in the Evo Sticks Southern League, but on Tuesday had to turn their attentions to the Red Insure Cup second round and Poole Town. Sam Ashton sees if Totton could continue their impressive league and cup form.
Young AFC Totton goalkeeper Ross Casey was worried early on with this long-range free kick. And he was the busier of the 2 keepers in the first half, keeping the Poole Town strikers at bay on more than one occasion. Totton came closest to breaking the deadlock in the first 45 after a stray ball was struck against the crossbar. And shortly after, Michael Charles was unfortunate to see his spectacular effort miss the target. The Dolphins flew out of the blocks in the second half and went close, hitting the upright from the edge of the box. But it was the Stags who broke the deadlock and secured the win, taking them into the last 16 of the Red Insure Cup, the goal coming from James Coots. Sam Ashton for Winchester News Online.
Basingstoke kept up with the playoff places with a 2-0 win away to Eastbourne on Saturday, but were again in league action on Tuesday night against Boreham Wood. Michael Connolly was at the Camrose.
Basingstoke Town's manager Frank Gray picked up his Manager of the Month award for October after his side's impressive league form, picking up 7 points from a possible 9, as well as progressing into the FA Cup first round proper. Boreham Wood were the visitors on Tuesday night, and they created the early danger, threatening the goal from a quick free kick after only 4 minutes. Basingstoke's best effort came in the 25th minute, after a goalmouth scramble resulting in this effort being cleared off the line. From the resulting breakaway, Boreham Wood almost snuck in to score. An impressive looking Bub then came close to scoring with this athletic effort. And into the second half, the same man struck the bar. Basingstoke Town made the breakthrough in the 60th minute after this long-range effort from Little. A few minutes later, Basingstoke came close to getting the second, this effort being tipped round the post. But Boreham Wood got the equaliser. Gerrard smashing this effort into the back of the net. Late into the second half, both teams went in search for a winner, and Boreham Wood came close to stealing it. Smart's mistake allowing them through, but Effingh's effort was put round the post. The game finishing all square at 1-1. Michael Connolly, Winchester News Online.
Away from the league, and Winchester City were in an important FA Vase match away to Kent-based Herne Bay. Aaron Summers was in the commentary box.
FA Vase second round, Herne Bay. The scene was set for Winchester City's biggest game this season. With the team and focal fan base travelling 128 miles, the city was expectant and hopeful that Guy Butters could lead the team to glory for the first time in 6 years.
That's a lovely ball into the box. Headed away by Pertsapliski. And the shot comes in. It's a goal! Tom Parker! After 11 minutes, and Herne Bay have taken the lead against Winchester City. Just look at these scenes.
The tide was with Herne Bay, but sheer dogged professionalism from Winchester gave them the opportunity to equalise in the 19th minute.
It's dead centre here. Here comes Dunford. Goes for goal. Oh, it's on the post. And the rebound's in. And Winchester have hit back straight away.
Smeaton made no mistake, and now it's Winchester's chance to demand authority. But with Lindsay heading over, and Lindsay missing a great opportunity which Eason saved superbly to his left, it was unlucky defender Conor McCarthy who controversially handballed to give Herne Bay the chance to take the lead once again.
We're debating that long into the night. It is Walker against Gosney. Left-footed. God scores! Herne Bay lead by 2-1 after 36 minutes.
A moment of cheek from Brian Walker, so nearly saved. With an intense midfield battle between both teams and with the cold winter's night closed in, it remained 2-1 to Herne Bay until second half stoppage time. Winchester City had a corner. Ryan Gosney, the goalkeeper, came up.
Peter Schmeichel's up. Yeah. It's just like shades of Man United, Barcelona.
Oh, yeah.
Mason's corner floated in, and a shot from Pertsapliski flew wide. Herne Bay launched a quick counter-attack, and substitute Michael Turner killed the game off and sent the Herne Bay faithful into a state of ecstasy and smashed Winchester City's chance of FA Vase success for another season.
Walker. Ball played out to Michael Turner. And still. And scores! And the crowd are up. And Turner has scored and will put Herne Bay into the third round of the FA Trophy Vase.
This is Aaron Summers for Winchester News Online.
And for extended highlights of Winchester and Kent, please log on to www.winol.co.uk. Wheelchair athletics in Winchester were given a financial boost on Sunday when they were awarded some much-needed funding. Sam Ashton reports.
Wheelchair athletics were given a cheque for £200 thanks to a Tesco community initiative. The club, which welcomes people of all ages and skill levels, will welcome the funding, which may be spent on new equipment for the club.
Well, it's been set up so that any wheelchair user can try wheelchair racing, and then if they're any good, they can train for races and things like that. It means that we've got 3 second-hand chairs at the moment, and they can be repaired. They're not in a good state of repair at the moment, so they can be actually repaired and got up to the right standard.
They were really short of some mechanical expertise to put their wheelchairs back up to scratch. They didn't have the funds and the facilities to do it, so I managed to tap into a budget and get £200 for them, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. I think these athletes are so committed, and it's absolutely great that they're going to get a bit of benefit out of this small amount of money, but £200 a good start for them, I think.
Winchester Seconds have been in fantastic league form recently, winning all 7 matches. But can they continue their form against US Portsmouth Seconds? Henry Lewin-Titt was at the game.
Winchester's second team welcomed US Portsmouth, hoping to make it 8 from 8 in their league. US Portsmouth started well, getting the first score of the game with a penalty. This gave them a 7-3 lead at half-time. In the second half, Winchester pressed their advantage and looked much the better side, scoring 2 unanswered tries. A lack of concentration let Portsmouth break against the run of play. Centre Andy Wilcox held his nerve and finished the opportunity well. They missed the conversion, leaving the scores 22-8. Winchester weren't done though, and in the final play of the game, good support play from strong break saw Jerry Fandari score with space in the corner. The missed conversion gave Winchester a 27-8 win, and this impressive 8-win unbeaten streak leaves them comfortably at the top of the Hampshire merit table. Henry Lewin-Tip for Winchester News Online.
Basingstoke Bison has seen a resurgence of form as of late, and at the weekend hosted the Swindon Wildcats in the English Premier League. Lewis O'Brien was at the game.
Last weekend, Basingstoke Bison were one of only 2 teams to pick up maximum points from their 2 games. After Saturday's away win to Slough Jets, they welcomed the Swindon Wildcats to the Planet Ice Arena. And it was the home side that started the brightest, with Daniel Vorab opening the scoring after 3 minutes. Victor Kubenko made it 2-0 to the Bison, and then player coach Steve Moria made it 3-0 from close range. Daniel Chong then made it 4-0 with this solo effort. The Bison were running away with the game, much to the displeasure of the Wildcats coach. Swindon clawed their way back into the game in the second period, with Mickey Watt making it 4-1. Sam Oakford made it 5-1 to the Bison in a fast-paced move that even our cameraman missed. And then Vorab scored his second, making it 6-1 to the Bison. The Bison's Kirk Reynolds then fought it out with Mickey Watt, leaving them both with some time in the penalty box. I'll let you decide who won this flipping encounter. Hoggs scored to make it 6-2. However, it was too little too late as Vorab completed his hat-trick, making it a resounding 7-2 win for the Bison, leaving them 5th in the English Premier League. Lewis O'Brien, Winchester News Online.
And finally this week, WINOL's coverage of the Blue Square North begins. Edward Watson of Leeds Metropolitan University was at Guiseley to see if they could overcome fellow promotion hopefuls Stalybridge.
5th place Guiseley went into their Blue Square Bet North fixture on Saturday, 12 points behind their opponent Stalybridge. And with both sides keen to add to their promotion campaigns, this was set to be a thrilling encounter. But the first half proved to be quite the opposite, however, with chances few and far between. The Celts could have led at the break, but Greg Wilkinson's effort deflected off the upright, and Phil Marsh's header wide of the post left a sleepy Guiseley defence unpunished. But it was the home side who took the lead early in the second half, after Kieran Toner's free kick gave Michael Brough the chance to head in for his first of the season. Stalybridge were back on level terms in the 81st minute, as Jamie Clark's foul gave them the opportunity to pull level. Stephen Brogan's looping free kick caused confusion at the back and fell calmly into the top corner. And Clark was at fault again 2 minutes later, as his foul on Andy McWilliams earned him a second yellow and an early back. But the 10 men hung on for a draw, and Guiseley manager Steve Kittrick was pleased with the result overall.
So overall, Steve, do you think a draw was a fair result?
Looking on reflection of play, I think yeah it was. But I think first half we changed our system a bit just to accommodate how they play, and that's learnt me a lesson that we can't do that.
What did you make of the sending off?
I think it was something nothing really. I mean, Clark is quite an honest player, and he just said to me now he slipped. You know, it looked worse than it was. I mean, you look at the bottom, the one in this bottom corner with Connor on Gavin Rotherley, just as bad, and he's let it go. So there's no consistency. No wonder players get frustrated.
And that's all for this week, but do remember, for more award-winning news and sport, don't forget to log on to winol.co.uk. But for now, thank you, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.